Hi guys, Alex here. Welcome back to Girl Talk. I've got a little bit of mess and a little bit of drama today for you guys. Today, we're going to be talking about an article that has started a whole mess over in the community that talks about Trisha Paytas. This video is going to be more about the recent discourse surrounding an article written by tech and culture journalist Kat Tenbarge. You guys may know her from her article about Shanny for Christ, which led to her removal from the YouTube platform. She wrote an article defending Paytas against a community on Reddit known as Trishyland. Some of you may know the Reddit page I am talking about, and some of you may not. I have been following the page for some time now, but I'm not a participant on any Reddit page. I am simply an innocent bystander in this, taking in the information, and maybe I'll give an upvote every now and again. But I've just found over the years, if you are a YouTuber yourself, it's usually not the best idea to get involved in Reddit or any other forums. Some of those posts can come back to bite you in the bum if you know what I mean. Okay, so let's first get into the article written by Kat Tenbarge, and then I'll go over some of the responses from Trishyland, as well as some of the things found on another subreddit called Frenemies 3. It seems to be the battle of the subreddit. So let's start off with Kat. Kat is currently working as a tech and culture reporter for NBC News, but I feel like she is most known for her previous work with Insider and her Twitter account, which has over 50,000 followers, where she can be found tweeting about pop culture as well as internet culture, which in recent years I would say have mostly melded into one. She is no stranger to criticism in the recent days for her take on the whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation, which I will not be weighing in on here. So the article in question that has sparked discussion on Reddit is called "A Famous Internet Troll in quotations, faces frightening harassment as she's about to give birth." Okay, so in case you fell off in terms of following Paytas, she is currently very pregnant. Like, she could have her baby any day pregnant. Kat calls out in particular the subreddit that goes by the name r/Trishyland, saying that it goes beyond celebrity gossip into a territory of hatred. I do have to say that this type of community has existed for a very, very long time. She mentions that it has gotten particularly bad now. What do you guys think about that? I feel like people have been discussing Trisha in this way for years and years. Back in the day, I remember guru gossip threads upon threads discussing what Paytas was up to. This is something you have to be prepared for better or worse, especially if you're being offensive on purpose, as Trisha has been known to do countless times. I do think that the community has gotten larger, though, because of the fallout of the Frenemies podcast. Trisha rose to prominence once again in a very negative way. People have their reasons for joining. Kat quotes a user whom says, "She's my guilty pleasure. Real life Truman Show at this point. I want to see the aftermath, the divorce, the fall, etc." one commenter said on a recent post. And if you want the full context of the article, I will link it down below. In particular, Kat mentions the members of this forum asking for people to take real-world action against Trisha Paytas, citing an Instagram belonging to Trisha's fertility clinic being posted, with one user asking that people introduce themselves to the staff of the fertility clinic. So basically, in this community, this is what we refer to as cow tipping. Now, I am against this kind of behavior. I think that it mucks up the waters. We want to watch and observe from afar and not interfere with the storyline that is being played out. In this community, that is what I would refer to as a bad apple. There is no need to contact workers whom are just doing their job. And when it comes to sponsorships, I think that you should vote with your dollar. If a company is sponsoring an individual that you deem a problem, don't support that company. They should have done their research. Don't do it for them. Let them sink their own ship. If you want to post it and say, "I'm not supporting said company because they sponsor Trish," that's okay. You have every right to do so. I have found the conversation around Trish lately to be interesting. If you check out her YouTube channel, she's not doing so hot compared to her glory days. Views are way down. It's almost as though she has become a niche character, like Amberlyn Reid, These characters rely on the discussion to remain afloat, in my opinion. So the article goes on to mention that some of the posts violate Reddit's policy and does state that Trisha has gained notoriety from controversy, but that since her exit from Frenemies, it has gone to another level, basically. There was also the very popular TikTok account Contradictions of Trish, as well as Mysterious's documentary documenting all of Trisha's lies, dating back to many years ago. The article paints Trisha as a victim in a way. That's just the feeling that I got from reading it. So what are your guys' thoughts? Do you think Trisha has cultivated this kind of community and this is a result of her actions over the course of the past decade, or what? There's always going to be people that take things too far in every community. We see that in the foodie beauty community as well. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this response from the r/Trishyland subreddit, and then we're going to go and head over to the Frenemies 3 subreddit. They actually have a thread calling out some of the behavior on the Trishyland subreddit that they do not agree with. So let's go ahead and look at both sides. Okay, so this is a post from the Trishyland subreddit and pretty much their response to this article from Kat. Now keep in mind, I'm reading a post from Trishyland. These are not my words. Kat's journalistic bias and the victimization of white women. To which the post goes on to say, Kat's article has now been released, martyring Trisha Paytas, calling Trishyland a hate page that is being watched by Reddit. Kat also conveniently left out the real reason Trishyland exists, which is to bring Trisha's actions into light to those who may not know and hold her accountable. Was this out of nowhere for Kat? Not really. Kat has been vocal of her support of Trisha and her dislike of H3H3 for a long time. Now I mention H3 because all these delusional people still believe we are all H3 stans in a cult because no one could possibly hate someone like Trisha. This all began last year when Hila called out Kat's journalistic integrity. Now, if you do click on that link, it brings you to a video that shows Hila on the podcast talking about Kat. They basically say that she is in a lot of drama on Twitter, and that's why they don't take her as seriously as a journalist. Due to Kat's constant YouTube drama hunger, ever since then, Kat began writing negative articles and subtweeting H3 while now glorifying Trisha. I wouldn't say that she's glorifying Trisha with the article, but that's their opinion. Before the call out, she was more than happy when H3 was advertising her article and getting her into the limelight. I do feel as though, personally, that Kat did come to prominence when she was featured on Frenemies. I already knew her from the Shani situation, but she did get a lot of attention from being on Frenemies. After she became hypercritical, even writing an article to make it seem as if Ethan and Hila did a no-show on their Teddy Fresh pop-up event. This does not seem like a journalist with integrity that I would trust. She clearly has a bias against H3, which in then correlates with Trishyland. The user then goes on to state that articles like Kat's are dangerous as they rewrite history and erase the damage that Trisha has done. It may seem as though Trisha has been low-key since her pregnancy, but what about... And then they go on to list some of the more egregious things Trisha has done over the years. I will put all of these posts, including the article, down below so you guys can read more into the situation. So basically, Trishyland is claiming that because of Trisha's behavior over the past decade, they have every right to discuss her, although they do point out that some users have gotten too aggressive and accused the detractors of cherry picking. Okay, so now on to Frenemies 3, which is another subreddit. Here's where things really get interesting. This page has seemingly turned into an anti-Trishyland sub. I even saw Kat tweeting out on Twitter a post that comprises bad behavior from the Trishyland page. Some of the people joining this page declare to be leaving the cult that is Trishyland. Okay, so the bad behavior includes making fun of Moses by calling him Noses, which is anti-Semitism. There was quite a bit of that when it came to talking about Moses. This is just one example. which is something that Trishyland is supposed to be against when Trisha does it. To be fair, I did see Trishyland people calling out that as well. Conspiracy theories about Trisha being pregnant in the first place. Some people thought that this was another hoax from Trish. This meme posted on Frenemies 3 sums up the situation pretty well. First, they told us that we don't have any receipts, and now that we bring them, they are justifying their behavior by saying that Trisha deserves it. Here are all the claims made by the Frenemies 3 about the behavior on the Trishyland Reddit page. I think it's important when you are calling out this kind of behavior to remember where the boundaries are, and if you are taking it to a certain level, you can end up becoming or stooping to the same level as Trish. Nobody wants that. All right, you guys. So what do you think about the dueling Reddits along with the criticism from Kat? I do see a user on Trishyland insinuating that Kat was speaking to Trisha and that they had coordinated this. I don't know about all of that. It does seem like the page has gotten out of hand on occasion. I don't think people should be contacting fertility clinics, and some of the posts about her baby are way over the top. But scrolling through the page today, it appears they are posting mostly about the controversial behavior this woman has exhibited over the years. And I don't see any problem with that. All right, you guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Did you like or dislike the article from Kat if you did read it? Do you think that the Trishyland subreddit goes too far? Or are they just discussing this internet character that is Trisha Paytas? There's a lot of material there, that's for sure. Let me know what you guys think. Check out some of the sources down below. And I will, of course, catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.